Folks, and welcome back to the channel. So there's a lot going on governance just as a whole at the moment, but something that's definitely a reoccurring theme is just this burn of the 800 million USTC funds. It's like this has been going on for the eternity of our time, realistically, here in LUNC. If it wasn't the multi-signature wallet, it was these funds, and it just feels like it's going to be something that's so recurring. People are just kind of getting tired of voting on it at this point. But with everything that is going on, we've kind of been watching as more development teams are coming out of the woodwork, and there's more people in the Cosmos sort of based area that do want to put themselves forward and they do want to work. So it is good to see this. So I think the end of 2023 for us, it is looking quite good. You've got a new platform for Commonwealth being suggested, which makes sense. It's a cesspool. It's just more or less a load of weird people sucking each other off at this point. But hey, who am I to question people's hobbies at this point? So I think something that has been going on is a lot of people have been trying to throw other people under the bus to make themselves look good and calling out other people's votes and for their opinions and different things like that. And it's kind of sad because we have so many Luna validators on this chain that do nothing, right? They do absolutely nothing. They are quiet, don't believe in the chain, and they're building on Luna. And if they're not building on Luna, they actually run their own blockchains or their own CEXs. I mean, these are big players, right? That are just sucking the chain dry. And no one even cares. Everybody's turning on each other and trying to get one up on the other person, you know, outspeak them or outwit them or outtweet them, whatever it comes down to, as long as it makes them look good and the other people look bad. And it's really sad because normally when you actually see this happening is when it's a real one-sided vote, right? When something's real strong to one side and not much on the other side. You've got a very small minority. I've been part of that minority a few times in the past. This is something that's quite split down the middle. If we just remove the no with the vetoes, remove the abstains, and look at the yes and no's, it's 50-50. Add the no's with the veto in, it's still around 60-40. So there's strong yes and there's strong no's. There's both sides to this coin. Now, I've always stood by the Goldilocks system. I'm probably one of the first people to even suggest having a sort of smart tax like this. I've got content that goes back months and months and months on this sort of stuff. And it's not something that's easy, right? Because if you want to introduce a system which can slide from 0.2 to 1.2%, then that needs to be accepted on the broader consensus of the Cosmos, CXs, DEXs. This is like a global update for the system. We need to get everybody to comply. It's not that easy. And one thing for certain is, regardless if I voted yes or if I voted no, I would have had arguments from both sides. My decision to abstain is based on the ability for me to explain to people why I'm abstaining. And I abstained because of the simple fact that we're at a point now where you've got that specific group of people saying the pay per job system's bad and we should allow for anybody to introduce lines of code into the code base as long as it's being approved by governance, right? And it's very dangerous because that sort of situation really lends credence to this kind of situation where people are saying to me, oh, well, you know, you should be more proactive and you know that this is a bad idea. You should be voting no to this. And it's like, yeah, I should. But we've been doing this for 2 years now, almost 2 years. And we're at a point where we need to educate people. We need to stop making decisions for people and explain to them why they need to go out and vote themselves. And when we get to a point where we've gone through this process maybe 6-7 times now and people are not getting the message, the only way for me to make people get the message is to abstain from something like this, which puts you in a position as a delegate to go out and research why this is good or why this is bad. For me, I did the mature thing, right? I'm helping educate my delegates. If you feel right? That you've seen a tweet from somebody else and you feel the need to suddenly go and redelegate. That's totally up to you. But I'm always going to be here for this blockchain. I'm always going to develop, and I'm always going to be here putting my time in for free. We don't earn a great deal from YouTube. I can tell you that much, and I can prove it in any way, shape, or form. You can go check yourselves. It's not that kind of situation where if it was, it would make no sense for us to earn $250 a month for everything that we do. It just doesn't make any sense. But this is all going back to the whole thing of point scoring on the other person and trying to lobby people into voting how you feel it's not okay, right? It's really not okay to do that. And for starters, if you are going to go do that, go lobby some of these big validators, some of these real big validators that are doing absolutely nothing, that develop nothing, they build nothing, they do absolutely nothing. We've got loads of these rent-seeking sort of validators on the chain that don't do anything. And for what I've been given from this chain, I've given it back tenfold between the stuff that me, Strafe have done, stuff that me and Frag have done, everything to do with the United Vision. We've always been putting time in, whether it was the auto compound module before, the LUNC metric site that we are running for God knows how long, all of the back ends and all of the different things that we do. I'm here to help people learn about this blockchain, and this has helped so many people better understand why it's a good idea to raise the tax and why it's a bad idea to raise the tax. And everybody's starting to understand that, hey, yes, when the volume gets way more up there, we should think about doing something like this. And this has lent even more credence to people putting up more commonwealths for a smart tax system, for some kind of tax system that better serves everybody. And I think 1.5% is definitely too much. And I think if you're going to introduce a smart tax, it's definitely going to need to be between what's been natively accepted on the broader consensus already, which is 1.2%, right? We've seen that on exchanges before. It's something that's been accepted, and it's better to sort of go down the path of what we know and what is being spoken about, for example. But this whole throwing each other under the bus thing, it's very immature to see that. And it was kind of sad for me to see certain people doing it. But ultimately, it's always been like this for me. It never changes. And like I said, if I voted yes, the same arguments would have been there. If I voted no, the same arguments would have been there. So my decision to do that is my decision alone. I will never allow anybody to sway the way I think, sway the way I vote, because I am who I am. I don't come on this channel and pretend to be someone who I'm not. I'm just simply me. And I do what I do because that's the kind of person who I am. I make my decisions based on mature and accurate ways of thinking. And for me, this is the best thing that I could do. And all of these people sort of really getting on the lobbying party, it's really immature. And I would understand it a lot more if it was a very small minority, but it's not. It's real, at best, it's 60-40. It's not okay to do these things. And when we all start to turn on each other like this, it's not good. You start to lose fundamental people in this process. And what happens, you guessed it, all of the Luna validators are there banking buck, watching us all argue with each other and bicker. I don't get involved in point scoring or trying to up someone or trying to make someone look stupid. I don't have the time to even be around that much to do stuff like. I don't know how any of these people sit there and they've got a reply and response for everything. It's insane. Hopefully 2024 is going to be a much better year for this blockchain, seeing more development teams coming forward, seeing more bright minds coming forward, and seeing actual development is what we really need to see at the moment. I've covered a lot of enterprise DAO here, the whole utilities that are going to be readily available to chains like us on the Cosmos. And I think as a blockchain, we have a right and responsibility to pursue those tools, because nobody's building any of these sort of tools on here. We've wanted to introduce something like labor market, which is being built on Luna, but it's a little bit hit and miss. So at the same time, right, we could get access to all of that. It's just going to be all centralized through Luna, and Luna will be getting all of the sort of funds from it. They'll be getting all the fees from it. They'll be the ones benefiting from it. It won't be our chain. And that's what kind of sucks. We really are a smart blockchain, and we can develop tools like labor market and payments DAO and all of these awesome things We just need to have a little faith. We need to come together. We need to be of a more unified mind. And I think 2024 needs to be definitely not like 2023, specifically with Commonwealth. Commonwealth is just a place where nobody wants to go and comment. I don't want to go and comment on there out of fear that I'm going to say something and have a million different people sending me death threats and, you know, dragging up pictures and posting memes of you and all of these sort of things. It's very immature and it's very childish. And I always thought we were above this by now. But for me, seeing certain people saying, you know, I'm redelegating from you and I thought you were better than this. If that's how you feel and I've not educated you enough for you to understand that you needed to go and figure this out for yourself this time, then I don't realistically know what I'm actually doing here at this point. It was the best decision for me. However this plays out, okay, it gets accepted for how it is, and that's governance. We need to understand that, and we need to respect people's votes. And like I said, if you want to go and moan at people, if you want to start picking at people and you want to be a nuisance, go be a nuisance to the people that are really plaguing this chain. The only difference is, right, you won't see people like that go after companies like that or big players like that, because they're doing exactly what they want them to do, which is pillage and plunder this blockchain to kill it. These people go after the people that are saving the chain, that are developing things from it. You can go and you can see this on Commonwealth, that anything that is just a stupid idea, it's ridiculous, it's something that's killing the chain, anything to do with burning, they don't care, they're not interested. As soon as you see real good development stuff, anything decent coming forward from anybody who's got the community's trust, just gets dunked on. Hopefully 2024 is going to be a lot better for us, folks. Have a really nice Christmas wherever you are. If you're celebrating Christmas, I know a lot of people out there don't celebrate Christmas. If not, I hope you're having a nice festive season. I hope you're having a good time with your family. I will try to get more content up. I'm currently celebrating Christmas from home this year, so I'll be around to try and guide you through what's going on. Let me know if anyone pulled the trigger on any Solana. I know there's probably a lot of you out there were sat there wondering to themselves, oh, should I buy a bit now? Do I wait? Is it going to come back down? Who knows, folks? Subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a like, drop a comment on the way out. Those things really help me. If you want to help support this channel more, if you want to help it grow more, you can join our Patreon. You can meet like-minded folks and you can get involved in the early content drops that we do and some of the price charting tracking that we do as well. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. I'll catch you in the next one.